Okay, so where do I want to go? Let's take it. No, let's not do that. Let's take it. No, let's not do that. Let's take it. Finally. Okay, I'm pretty sure this is where I want to be. No, is it? I want to be in that one. Oh, whatever, let's see where this goes. Let's be adventurous. Okay, no, this is not where I want to be. Oh, wait, is it? No. Yes? No? Yes? Let's go over here just in case. No. Okay, the other door is the one with the key that I need. So we're gonna have to come back in a moment. Just waiting for the express elevator to take us all the way around. Next stop, Fallen Bridge. The way I said that was so strange. Next stop. And now I'm thinking about how Nintendo Capri Sun, who I've been watching a lot lately, in his videos sometimes says, "Makes sense." And I think that's one of his catchphrases. He has many, many catchphrases. And that one in particular stands out to me because of the way he separates makes and sense. But then there are other times when he says words where one starts with the, or ends with a letter and the next word starts with the same letter. And oh, I don't have to go in here yet. Well, anyways, this is a preview of the boss, or mini-boss room. And you know it's the mini-boss room because there's a dark screen transition before it. I guess because mini-bosses take up a lot of memory or something. I don't know. Yeah, I remember Nintendo Capri Sun saying in one of his videos that he doesn't like when a word ends with a letter and the next word starts with the same letter. I'm trying to think of an example off the top of my head of a situation like that. Like, well, I don't know, like combat training, maybe, would be an example. That's just the first one that came to mind. Although maybe not that one. I think it makes more sense if it ends with an S and the next word starts with an S. So how about, I don't know, Miss Salamander. Let's just say that's a name. But if you're if you say it all like a normal person would, Miss Salamander, then it sounds like one word. And it sounds like you could be salamandering something, or you could be Miss Salamandering something. Even though salamandering is, like, salamander's not a verb, but oh well, just work with me here. And then, if you say Miss Salamander, then that clarifies it, but it also sounds a little bit awkward. Here we go. Putting it back in the wallet. Yeah, I'm 1 rupee away from 300, but nope, it won't fit my wallet. So, even though rupees kind of all convert to green rupees once they're in your wallet, it's not like real life where you have a $20 bill, and then, well, I don't know where I'm going with that. Like, if you get a $20 bill and you put it in your pocket, it doesn't turn into a bunch of $1 bills. But in Zelda, it kind of works that way. Sorry, I keep, my voice keeps, not cracking, but it keeps, like, disappearing mid-word. Also, I was playing this earlier, like, practicing the dungeon, and I got really confused right there, because I thought that maybe, like, I ran into something that caused me to void out of the room and lose a heart. But no, that's not what happened. It's just, this is the transition to the boss room. There's just no clear door there. Okay, so can I look around here? Okay, so there is something on the ceiling. And, we're not supposed to know it's there. Now we will climb out of this. There will be a short cutscene. And now, if we look at the ceiling, something happens. Game design. There are just certain things that I guess Nintendo didn't anticipate you doing. But yeah, as is the theme of the dungeon, you look up to activate what happens next and solve the puzzle. We got this big guy with big lips who isn't an alligator, or I would say this is a big-lipped alligator moment. It looks more like a massive, flabby frog, I guess, with the largest, most jelly-like chin. Why am I taking so much damage? Alright, and now all we do is run. And the music changes. I like how the music changes. It's like that perfect falling music. Except the other way, it actually goes up. But faster than that. Okay, make your move. Shake off all those eyeballs that turn into fish. What do you call a fish with no eye? A fish. Because that is not an old joke at all. Except these fish are eyes, so how do they fit into the joke? In this case, it would be, what do you call these fish with no eyes? And then that's the end of the sentence. Because they aren't anything. Okay, well, you are looking so nice today. You got these, like, veins under your mouth, which look a little bit odd. Time for more spin attacks. Oh yeah, I remember from my leisure replay of this game that I recorded with text and need to put back on my site. Like, that was the point. This was the point in the game where I decided to learn how to spin attack the other way, and it was so hard to get used to. I was surprised at how difficult it was, and gosh, that's gross. I kind of forgot about that part. Just, well, I guess we're gonna have to touch this goopy treasure chest now that we just saw a big frog throw up. But oh well, it has a nice clean claw shot inside. At least I hope it's clean, because we're gonna be putting this on our arm. Yeah. Nice room here. There's a little alcove that we can't do anything with. That'd be a good place for, well, maybe it is a place for something. Hold on here. Okay, it has pots. I thought that hole in the wall was just decoration, but it turns out there are pots up here, so that's cool. Now I'm curious about this side. Because I don't know if I've ever been up here. Like, surely I have. Surely I wouldn't have missed this in my playthrough where I was trying to find everything in the game. Is there anything above? No? Okay, I'm done exploring. I like how this is a broken staircase. Kind of like the one in Banjo-Tooie. Okay, wait. Oh. Right. Forgot this part. No? Keep doing that. That's what happened to me the last time I played this too, is I was trying to use the iron boots at the same time that I claw-shotted up here. And on these little, like, whatever you would call these things, these cherries. Like, I was trying to put on iron boots at the same time and it would just drop me off instantly. And it got kind of annoying, but now I know that I don't have to do that anyways. Most of the time, so... Continuing on. As if nothing ever happened. Hello, Helmadillo, once again. There's something in this room, over there on the opposite side, over where that, like, opera hall is, but can't do anything with that quite yet. I'm pretty sure I have to... set this room up to where there's water, flooding the place a little bit more. And so in that sense, this is a lot like the Ocarina of Time water temple. And I gotta say that a lot of people talk about how this game is so very similar to Ocarina of Time, and they complain about it because it's so similar. But it's possible that I've said this before earlier in the playthrough in one of the first 19 parts, but like, I don't know, it's weird to me because Wind Waker, to me, is way more similar to Ocarina than this one is. And that is evidenced by how many of the items are exactly the same, whereas this one has, you know, I mean, most of the items that we've seen so far are items that you see in Ocarina, but then that will change in future dungeons. Just about every dungeon after this, I think, changes the items. Okay, I guess there's nothing I can do here quite yet. Wait a second. Okay, I'm supposed to go around. Or am... No. Okay, I think I got it. Yeah. This game, like, clearly has the same layout as Ocarina, in that it has a Hyrule field and has the same kind of Link, who is an adult Link, and it has 9 dungeons, just like Ocarina of Time does, and like, we'll see more similarities even still as it progresses. But Wind Waker has a very similar story to Ocarina of Time, like, more similar than this one is, and more similar items, and really the only thing that I think is more different about it is the dungeons and how they're themed. Because the dungeons in Wind Waker are themed more uniquely, I guess, with the wind dungeon and the, like the water dungeon that isn't quite a water dungeon because you never actually go underwater. Well, technically you do in that game, but that's spoilers. Anyways, enough of that ramble. So, another case of this dungeon being fairly straightforward for the most part. The only place that the water can go, we are now following it. And we just pulled another lever. We pulled another, except this time it wasn't really a full lever. We had to use our claw shot this time. Following the lever, the lever, the lever. Alright, I think I want you dead, and I want to go over here. And I'm just gonna drop. Sweet! Water bombs! It's my favorite! I love these! We haven't seen any of these. Can I go over there? No. Can't grab hold of the ones that are holding platforms, sadly. But I can, yeah. Making another comparison to Portal, this is a room where you have to look around in first person and find the next place that you can shoot. Which were probably my least favorite parts of Portal 2, were... Was it Portal 2? Yeah, I guess it was Portal 2. Where, like, there are whole sections in that game... Hello, Death. Darkness, my old friend. Sad Affleck. There were whole parts of that game where the whole idea was just pixel hunting, basically. And that was how you proceeded through the game. Was pixel hunting for walls that you could add portals to. Which I didn't like. Thankfully, this is not pixel hunting. This is just like, let's look for a big green-purple spot. Oh, there it is. Let's not fall off this time. Would be preferable. The way Link climbs on those vines reminds me of Rayman 2, The Great Escape. Except Rayman is a much more adept, faster climber than Link is in this game. I'm sure I've complained about that, but yeah, he climbs very slowly. Oh cool, more stuff to shoot down from the ceiling. and, what is that geyser called? Old Faithful. So now we've knocked the stalactite down on top of Old Faithful. Which I was going to try to make a song out of that, like, on top of Old Smoky, but I don't know any of the other words to that song, I guess, aside from on top of Old Smoky. The only reason I'm thinking of Old Smoky is because I've been watching Nintendo Capri Sun, again, playing Ni no Kuni, and there's an area in that game called Old Smoky. Which... Why do I keep the... I don't know why I keep the... the iron boots out so much. Because it's not like they really serve a purpose that often. I think it's just I'm used to my pointing button being the Y button. Whenever I'm trying to point in first person, it just makes more sense to me to use the Y button instead of the X button. Now we have more of these guys, except now we can wreck their crap. Boom, 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 good sir. Exploded into arrows. Wonder if that's what happens when Link dies. Like, if Link... We never actually see... Oh, hey. Here's a nice animation that we never see anywhere else in the game for some reason. This is like a feature that you only see in this dungeon, and it's not really used for very much. But, yeah, you can just kind of climb on the ceiling. Oh yeah, and I need to point this out, too. These boxes are unusually large. I thought for a really long time that these boxes were supposed to be used for some special kind of puzzle. Like, for example, using them as platforms to get across this, this spot here. Except I don't think that's really what they're used for. Yeah, that's just shattering. Shattering into a billion pieces. Let's try to put the box on this geyser right here. Nope. It doesn't get sent up like a platform. So I don't really know what the point of these boxes are. At least, not the size of them. And I can't even shatter it by throwing it. That's nice. It really seems like these crates... Yeah, there's not even anything in them. It seems like they were probably going to be used for something more, and then maybe the puzzle that they were going to be used for was too cryptic. Or maybe it was too annoying, and so they didn't stick with it. I don't know. They just seem... like other things in this game, out of place. But that's my theory. They were going to be used for something, and then they just... Nintendo said no. Had a train of thought earlier. Don't remember what it was. That's what happens with Let's Plays. I know there's a Helmadillo following me. I'm gonna have to ignore you. Wonder what it'd be like to have an armadillo as a pet. Are they very active creatures? And also, are armadillos... Is it armadillos that are also anteaters, or is it a different animal? Because I know that in like, crossword puzzles that I do, there's always something where it says, like, a certain animal as the hint, and then the answer is always... The answer is always anteater. Or the other way around, where the hint is anteater and then the other thing is the answer, but I can't remember what it is right now, and I want to say armadillo, but that somehow doesn't sound quite right.